I feel strongly about this. And I talked about this, but not to this level. Oklahoma City last night crushed another team. I don't want to hear that it's Phoenix. They're 24-1. Analytically, their all-time rank is number 1. They're better than KD and the Warriors, Shaq and Kobe, better than the MJ Bulls. They're easily the best defensive team that's ever been formed in the NBA analytically. And that's saying something because of the European pipeline, we've never had more skill offensively, and yet they shut it down. MJ's Bulls often played teams. Did you worry about Ostertag and T. Bailey hitting a 24-footer? This team is insane. The coach, the GM. And if you look at their best players, most aren't in their prime yet. SGA is. So, oh yeah, they have 3 first-round picks this year. Could win the lottery. They could have the number 1 pick. No egos. Nothing's getting away with this thing. And this is my point. This is where I don't get the anti-dynasty crowd. You do realize there's different ways to create a dynasty. One of them was Golden State had a very rich owner. He's like, I'll pay the tax penalty. OKC's going to create one because their GM's the best. San Antonio did it with international scouting. Right? Like they were ahead of everybody on international scouting. Miami did it because they convinced LeBron to come play with his buddy because they have the best GM at the time, the great recruiter Pat Riley. Everybody's always tax the rich. Well, is that going to buy you a house? Tax the rich. In 1989, the wealthiest Americans had $1.7 billion. Today, they have $23 trillion. Excuse me, they had $1.7 trillion to $23 trillion. It's gone up 13 times with 7 different presidents. Republicans, conservatives, liberals, progressives, 7 different presidents. Rich people have more money and a greater share of it than they've ever had. And baseball's never had a more fascinating dynasty. My point is the NBA is paralyzed by this. And part of baseball's growth is that they're not. Taxing the rich isn't buying you a house. And those people are more willful, driven, often smarter, aspirational. This idea, we're just going to pull everybody right to the middle. It doesn't work in sports. It used to be in college football, you could have 125 scholarships offered. Then they kept reducing it. And yet we had the greatest dynasty ever in Alabama. They kept reducing scholarships. And it didn't do anything. The Bama dynasty was better than every previous dynasty. Oklahoma City has a chance to win 5 of the next 6. They are stacked. And they're doing it with a great GM who has manipulated other weaker GMs. And by the way, the new CBA in the NBA is more punitive to a dumb GM. Because if you make a mistake now as a front office guy, you're done. You can't buy your way out of it. And all the owners are billionaires. So this Oklahoma City, at least the Dodgers dynasty is interesting. I got nothing against Oklahoma City, but it's depth. SGA is a great player. They didn't really want to talk much. Did you ever see their victory celebration after they won? I got more excited at 24 when I got a credit card. They barely cared, and they're unemotional, small market, and it's not really a market thing. But we're all trying to smush everybody together. And the NBA's been paralyzed by this. Oh, we can't have dynasties. I don't know. I thought the Heatles were awesome. I loved Jordan's Bulls. I was really into KD and the Warriors. 7 years, 7 teams. Baseball's like, hey, whatevs. I mean, Milwaukee's good. Seattle's good. So are the Cubs, the Dodgers, the Yankees. The Mets have money, they stink. The Padres have less, they're good. But the prime example is Oklahoma City. They are analytically the best team ever, and their players are all young, and this matters in the NBA. Not a lot of ego. The GM is brilliant. The coach is excellent. The depth is insane. The best defensive team ever. SGA is a bucket. Holmgren, Jalen Williams, they go 9 deep. And they're young. You're not going to break it up. And next year they have 3 first-round picks. They could get the #1 pick in a loaded draft. It's a dynasty. It's just a boring one. So stop being paralyzed by it. Let players be players. There's a million different ways to get rich in America. Keep taxing them. It's not going to buy me a house. I know some people are just smarter than me, more willful. Well, the deck is stacked. Well, then why is OKC winning? Why are they so... Folks, they're winning by 40, 30. I don't care how you get to a dynasty. The Lakers did it with Los Angeles. Players, I mean, they didn't come here because the taxes were beneficial. Players for years came to L.A. because they had the cool brand. A friend of mine was at the Laker game last night. He said, everybody looks like they're on OnlyFans or an influencer. I mean, that's the L.A. Laker crowd. It's not the Dodger crowd, but it's the Laker crowd. It's like everybody's going to a club. It's the cool place in the NBA. They attracted players on that. They didn't even know it was paying the most. The Dodgers defer payments, but great players want to play with great players, so the Dodgers do it with money. But the Dodgers also don't miss on trades. They do it because analytically they're smarter than everybody. So everybody in the NBA is like, oh, they're going to tank. Who cares? Just be interesting. We're in the interesting business. TikTok, Hulu, streaming, IG, the market's all wide, and you're worried about, we don't want a team to repeat. These guys can reel off 4 straight. Who cares? Get me Giannis to the Knicks. I mean, get me Giannis to the Lakers. This whole thing worried about tanking. This whole thing worried about dynasties. Dynasties are good. Look at baseball's ratings the last 2 years. They're exploding.
You remember my line, give me super teams or give me death?
Yes.
I want super teams in the NBA. The problem with OKC is, like you said, they're boring. Colin, what happens if they're the Spurs 2.0?
They are.
That's not a good thing. Go look at what was going on in the league back then.
I think it's a good thing because in the end, I root for greatness. And Sam Presti's great, and the SGA is great, and the coach is great, and the fans are loyal. But I'm not anti-dynasty. My take is there's a million ways to get rich in America, and there's a million ways to form a dynasty. Some do it with GM, some do it with Pat Riley, some do it with LA's vibe, some do it Dodgers with money. George Steinbrenner. Thought it was great for baseball.
Now, we do need to remember, OKC needed 7 to take out Denver last year in the playoffs. They needed 7 to take out the Pacers, and Halliburton got hurt. So I get it. They're a great regular season
all their young players now are a year better.
They're good. They're really, really good.
Bruce Feldman around the corner next.